Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind. I'm Jenna Marie Stone from New York, and this is my handsome co-host,
Oh,
Herb from South
oh,
Carolina.
thank you very much, lovely lady.
Good, good,
Uh,
good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Terrific Tuesday salutations to you.
Oh my gosh, yes, 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 yes. And it's funny, I have my Dunkin' in this nice little mug here, and this is like a fire. I don't know what it's called, but it's just so one of these ceramic heavy. It just for some reason when I get my Dunkin' in that cup and I put it in this, it just
It's
tastes
better.
better.
It's better. I agree with you
Oh
100%.
my God.
I
It's the
agree.
same thing when I go to a bar
Yeah.
and they bring me a beer with a glass. I'm like, put that away. I don't need a cold glass. I want it out of the bottle.
It's different. It is. I agree. I
You
agree.
know?
Yeah.
I'm a creature of habit. But yeah, so happy Tuesday. What's going on
Happy
in her
Tuesday.
world?
Happy Tuesday. Well, it's rainy and cold here today.
Oh, no
Uh,
rain here. Okay, okay, okay.
and
That's
and
because you know.
we got a freeze warning.
Okay, okay.
And so it's not very South Carolina like right now. But
Aw. We are slightly lower temperatures than the last couple of days. We got very spoiled here with the
mhm.
weather. It was sunny. Today's a little bit nippy. I mean, I went out and I dropped my son off at school. Luckily, it's only 2 blocks away. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't bundled to the max. It's not below, people are like, oh, it's cold. It's, 30 instead of, let's say, 40. Can I tell you something? When I was a kid, we used to have minus degrees.
Oh, I hear you. I know.
So, like,
I
why
know.
is all these pansies running around, bundled up, freaking out? I don't get it.
People make jokes about, when I was we went to school in 12 inches of snow, but we did.
Hmm.
We did. I mean,
Absolutely.
the bus
Absolutely.
drivers had to suck it up and drive through it, and we had to wait at the bus stop in the snowstorm.
Tell me
To,
about it. Yeah, and we didn't bitch and complain, but you know
yeah,
what? I think as people got through the generations, they just got softer. I don't know.
very softer. I agree with
Softer.
100%.
Our
Yeah,
parents were like my mom came from Greece, so she was
yeah,
tough. My dad was born here, but also Greek descent, and they were resilient. They taught us to be
yeah.
tough.
That
You know,
generation was tougher. Yeah,
and I think the generations that come after, I think parents got softer. And
I
then
agree.
therefore their children got softer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this in a different show, but everybody gets a medal just for showing up. Really?
Mm.
Really? I mean, I used to be I'm still competitive, but even as a kid, if I lost, I went home feeling like a loser.
Well, I remember the baseball award banquets for Little League and all that. You know what? Not everybody got the trophies. It was the champions and the all stars. Those are
Mhm.
the ones that got the trophies. That's it.
Correct. But now it's like everybody needs a medal just to show up. I mean, that
Yeah.
doesn't make any
Right.
sense.
So,
Tell you,
what's ahead for Jenna today?
oh, I was just gonna say, I'll tell you what hurts this is when they go to the real job and they get fired. What do you mean? You firing me?
You can't do
No.
that. I'm going to call mom and dad.
Exactly. I'm gonna call my mom. She's gonna straighten this all out. And
Yeah.
and something happened to me recently, in real life, and I have to say it put a bad taste in my mouth. I had a coworker who got sick, and instead of her reaching out, her dad did. And the woman is like almost 40. And I thought about this and I said, why would you have your father
Yeah.
call? Now, listen, if you're laid up, you can't talk, you're in a coma. I mean, look what happened to Luke Perry. He had a massive
Mm,
stroke and
mm.
went into a coma, passed away. Rest in peace, Luke Perry. But if you're not feeling well, I can understand you personally texting instead of talking,
Yeah.
saying, hey, you know
Yeah.
what? Not feeling well, not going to be in today or whatever. But if you don't do that and instead you have your father text or call, I don't know. How do you feel about that? How about
Well, I don't know. I just that doesn't wash the right way for me. I think then just go with the text or something. But you don't need the father calling. That's for sure. No.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you're almost 40,
yeah, that's too old. That's
you're
too
not,
old to have the father
you're
calling.
not living with your father.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not living with your father. Your father is in his house. You're living at home with your family, let's say.
Yeah.
And now you're getting a call from this dad. Now, look, if you're 20-something years old and you're living at home, I totally understand, because you're kind of like in the same household and whatnot.
But not the same. Not the same household. I don't buy that. No.
This went on for almost a week.
Wow.
Of the dad reaching out.
Wow.
And I don't know. It just didn't sit well.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with my children, and because they work, my kids are 20, 19, and my son's turning 18 this month, at the end of this month. So 20, 19, and 18. 2 college girls working.
You guys are busy.
Well, you know what it is? Thank God, knock wood, they're awesome kids, so they really are a blessing. But I'm saying, full-time college student, works a flexible schedule, so works at the movie theater. The second one, full-time college, works at Starbucks right now. Okay, so both of them work in retail, so it's not like they're working a few hours. They have packed schedules. And then my son is starting to be a school psychologist, so he's getting internships and stuff like that. But he's still in high school. He's finishing in June, headed to college in the fall. My thing is this: my 2 girls have never called out sick to their job. Never. And they've been both working for about 2 years now. How many times have I heard my girls come home and say, Mom, I had to do double duty because so-and-so didn't show up. And my eldest will work on a Friday and a Saturday night at the theater when everybody else wants to be hanging out and relaxing.
No, that's the wrong time to work at a theater, that's for sure.
But you know what? It's the best time because it shows you work ethic.
Oh, the boss was. You would think the boss would smile at that one.
They made her a manager. They made her. They promoted.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me there. Yeah.
But the point is that they're taking their work ethic from me, because we used to have conversations. So listen, I was a 16-year-old brat, and I worked. I worked in the doctor's office, and I didn't even have papers back then. There was no working papers.
I was 16 years old, Jenna. I worked at Ellington Ridge Country Club. I did a variety of things there.
There you go.
There was a big to-do for the weekend there. I worked, and this is no lie, from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. one day.
I believe
20
it.
hours. 20 hours. My parents couldn't believe it.
Yep, I believe it, because back then we had that work ethic. My husband also, 16 years old, worked in construction for his dad and also worked at a hardware store. The point is that we instilled values in our kids that, listen, no matter what, you have a responsibility to show up. Yeah. I don't care if you're sick. Unless you're dying, you're going. That's it. Now, if you're sick, meaning like you have the flu, obviously you don't want to contaminate.
I can see people like if they have migraines or something like that.
Not even migraines. Get over it, pansy. That's what I'm telling them. No, I'm telling you.
I've seen people with migraines. They can't do a single thing.
No, migraines are stress-related. Get over yourself. That's where yoga, God, and faith comes in, okay? And meditation, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, migraines exist for 2 reasons. And this is scientific.
I got you on a
I don't care if this show gets controversy.
Oh, my.
2 things. Actually, 3 things. They could be hereditary, but that's the minute of it. Stress and diet produce migraines.
Oh, diet definitely. I agree with you there.
Okay, so stress and diet. So if you're not, like, for example, if you're having migraines, take a look at your carb intake. If you have a high carb intake, your body's going through a sugar shock. Mm-hmm. And so what happens is those migraines are produced because you're having too many potatoes, too much pasta, too much bread, too much rice. Huh?
Sounds like a B-52 song, Sugar Shock.
Sugar shock. Yeah, Sugar Shock. That's what it is.
Sounds like a B-52 song.
Also, yeah, well, I know Love Shack. That's the only beef. And Rock Lobster. It's the Rock Lobster. Okay.
I got you off kilter. Go ahead.
You always do that though. Like you always bring something abstract, but I
I
always
do,
know what
I
you're
do it
talking
on
about.
purpose. People like it.
But do you? We'll take a poll of that. But anyway, on a serious note,
Yeah.
take a look at your carb and your sugar intake. If you haven't eaten all day and you grab that donut, no wonder you have a freaking headache. And also, caffeine. If
Yeah.
you are someone who's taking in caffeine like we do, and it's causing you migraines, get to the root of it. Maybe you're not drinking enough water. We drink
Water is.
a day.
We talked about this right before we came on, and water is the key. Water is the key to a lot of things.
And put a little lemon, and you're going to see how those migraines are going to go away.
Yeah.
So, not getting off subject about migraines, but my point is this: a migraine, PMS, and this is for you women out there, get over it. Okay? It starts from young. If you start giving your excuses or you let your kids have those excuses that they can't go to work because of those things, it's going to be there with them for the rest of their life. I never missed work. I have a work ethic, bar none, and that's why I believe that that's why I'm successful. But also, I will challenge anyone, and I will work anyone. I will work harder, more hours. I will work anyone out of this building. In other words, like I will outwork anyone. Put it that way.
Oh, I see it. I see it on the weekends. You're out. You're
always doing something.
You're working on the weekends. I see it.
Absolutely, 100%. Actually, my biggest thing now I'm going to share with you is I am teaching people, and I'm teaching myself while teaching people how to grow your Instagram account to 400 followers. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. However,
I got 800 something.
I'm going to share one tip with you right now. Tag is the key to growing.
Tag is the key.
Instagram
Yes.
Followers. So every time I made a commitment to myself today.
We got to build up the Rise and Grind one.
I was going to say that. Every time I am on Instagram and I post one of my personal posts, because I post food, I post selfies, and I post inspiration. Those are the three. I never put my kids on Instagram. I leave Facebook for like storytelling, but my story and my message is to bring value to my audience. So when I do that, I'm tagging every single time now, RizeNGrind24/7. I'm just going to put an @ button, Rise and Grind, and you're going to watch the Rise and Grind followers go up, and you're also going to watch a lot of people that I tag on my Instagram. It's going to go up because here's the key. Tagging is the only way in 2019 that you are going to grow your Instagram followers.
I will start tagging.
Organically.
I will start tagging Rise and Grind on mine.
Yes, Rise and Grind, and tag your socks, whatever, Sportcast, because that's also going to be something that, and just know that Instagrams, when Instagram first came out, you were able to buy followers. I never bought them because I wanted them to grow organically. But Instagram, be conscious of the story that you're saying, because if there's a story and people like it, when you tag someone, they will tag someone, and they will tag someone. And if you look at the top Instagram followers, which is the top Instagram people is Kylie Jenner, Selena Gomez, and Ariana Grande. Now you're gonna say,
not The Rock. I'm surprised it's not The Rock.
Well, I'm just saying the top three that I follow, that I see. What they do is they have tons of people commenting. And every time they comment, they tag someone. So that's how you grow it, because by tagging people, and listen, you can tag anyone in the comments section. So it doesn't, for example, if I go on Herb's and I put great post, and then I put @ so-and-so, guess what that does? When I tag, let's say, Joe Schmo, somebody's going to go to Joe Schmo's page, and then that person will get hits. So let's all support each other. If you're on Instagram and you're trying to grow your base, it's very important to look at your analytics to see, I mean, don't get obsessed. It's kind of like stepping on the scale every 2 minutes and seeing if you lost
weight. It's nothing to like stay up.
Don't get obsessed.
Yeah.
Focus on content. Focus on building value to your page, and also tag people or tag posts. For example, we're motivation, so tag a motivational.
RizeNGrind24/7.
Right, tag a motivational one. So we're going to be tagging Rise and Grind, and then for YouTube, I'm going to tell you right now, YouTube is a little more technical. So if you're somebody who's growing your business on YouTube, the best thing to do is do short, informational, and educational videos.
Yeah.
Something informational, educational.
Anything else will not really get any traffic on YouTube. It's not designed that way.
Entertainment is cool. Entertainment's cool, but if it's just frivolous and people don't really find value, they won't tune in.
No.
And you only get registered as a view when they watch it to the end. So that's why we say that, educational is probably.
I had found an app that told me how many, when my other sports show, how many people were actually, like watching for a couple seconds or something. But regularly, if they don't watch the whole program, it doesn't count.
And those videos that pop up, if people click through them to watch your video, they don't get the advertising dollars either. Okay. So if you're getting those spammy videos, don't worry about them. I know for me, I'm sorry, YouTube, I'm fast forwarding all those videos.
Me too.
I have no time. Yeah. I'm sorry. If it's something that interests me, I'll jot it down and I will research it later. But if I'm into something, don't stop the video to show me an advertisement.
I'm the guy that walks out of the living room during the commercials to do something. I mean, they don't interest me.
Exactly. I don't know why they started doing it, but they do. Yeah. But yeah, so definitely, bring content and bring value. And so going back to what we first started, every morning when you get up, just make it the best day that you know how. And if you're intentional about your social media, I mean, a lot of people I see like, oh, I'm disconnecting from social media, I need a break. It does bring depression.
It does. So
we're not going to discount that.
My question is, though, you don't have to disconnect. Leave your accounts. Yes. You just go away. I mean,
you don't have to be on 24/7. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people like do away with their accounts and all that. And it's like that's not necessary. I mean, you're going to want to go back there at someday.
It's guys. It's 2019.
Yeah.
If you're not active on social media, or if you're not checking in, I mean, we make a joke about it that it's like the refrigerator. You open it to see if there's anything good, and then you close it.
The timeline fridge.
Yeah, exactly. So the same thing with the refrigerator. You're not going to get rid of the fridge because there's nothing in there to eat, right? So don't get rid of your Facebook just because there's nothing good on there, or at least maybe you're in a bad mood and you don't see any good. Mm-hmm. It's going to pass. Your mood's going to pass. And just make the best of every day. I mean, I always say, blessings come, wrapped in unassumed lessons. So if,
another deep one from Jenna.
Yeah, because, everybody that you meet could be a blessing or a lesson. Yeah. And every action that you do could result in a blessing or a lesson. So just know that just like people, some people are here for a reason and some people are here for a season. So are you. Your moods. Today, it might be brick outside, a little bit colder than expected, right? But it's not the end of the world. If you really want to make changes, you have to make little changes over time to see the big picture and the big result. Don't think that just today I'm going to stop eating chocolate and I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Don't think today I'm going to work really, really hard at my business because tomorrow I'm going to get a paycheck from it. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Little activities every single day. Like I can tell you, I want my entire squad, meaning everybody that I touch, to win. But I'm going to also tell you I had a revelation. I'm gonna make this very easy on everybody that's out there. If you're carrying people, I'm gonna release you of that burden right now. What do I mean by carrying people? I'm not just saying financially. There are people that will suck the life out of you. It happens to me, I will say, at least 2-3 times a week, where they ask you for advice. They take up your time and they never follow it.
That gets my grind.
Oh my God. Like, why are you even asking me for my opinion if you're just not going to validate it? Now, don't get me wrong. Unsolicited advice is not welcome. But if somebody is a friend of yours and says, listen, Herb, I'm down and out, man. Do you have like $50? I got to get through this week. And then you're looking at that person like, listen, I'll lend you the $50, but today you eat for one day.
Yeah.
How about I show you how to make a continuous flow of income so you never have to get this strapped again? And they say, sure, what you got? And you sit there and you show them. And then a month later, they're right back to asking you for a handout again.
Yeah, that's true. Been there.
Stop trying to save those people. You have to cut those people out and say, listen, I showed you a way to better yourself and you're back to square one again. I'm sorry. It's and then you can politely, you don't have to make them feel bad, politely show them the door, right? Stay friends with them, but just say, listen, I'm not the bank. I'm not that person. I'm a little strapped. My kids need college books. Whatever you have to say.
You don't throw them out like Fred Flintstone.
No.
But you do back away and watch what you say to them because, there could be other people that would benefit from your advice.
And also release yourself of that burden that you have to save everyone.
Oh yeah, and
release yourself. That is
that
the most
will consume you. That will consume you.
That is the healthiest thing you can do for yourself today is take inventory of who spends the most time with you, and is that time suited for you? Or are you making that time for someone else? Are you slating that time for someone else? Help as many as you can. But please, when your cup is full, right? Whatever's in the cup is for you. But when it starts overflowing, you need to say, you know what? I'm done. My cup, I can't fill anymore. So on a coffee cup, and we're going to end this today on a high note, wake up and make yourself a brand new cup of coffee. Start your day on a positive note and know that everything that's in the cup is for you to drink from, for your sanity, for your balance. Anything that overflows out of the cup, just know that you can only do so much for people. So you know how like it overflows, you're not going to keep letting it overflow, right? So a little bit comes out. Maybe you saved somebody from a disaster. Don't keep, though, overflowing your cup with people that don't appreciate it, because then you feel like a failure. You get depressed and you're like, you know what? I'm done. Don't get to that point where you're done, because people still need you. Don't overstay your welcome if you're that friend.
Yeah.
And don't be a welcome mat for that friend. You know what I mean? Just have balance and wake up and be the best person you know how to be. And don't feel guilty if you can't do more than you can do, because that's another thing that we do. We take on a lot, right? We take on a lot. And all of a sudden we combust, we just burst. I'm like, you know what? Now I feel bad. I feel bad that I couldn't help this person. Well, I'm here to tell you, and Herb, I don't know if you're going to agree with this, but I think you've been here too at this level where you can only do so much.
Oh, you can. You can only do so much.
You have to draw the line in the sand. In fact, I'm gonna tell you real fast, and we're gonna leave this right now. You can actually take a piece of paper, and when somebody's talking, and you've had enough, you're gonna say, "See this line here? I'm drawing the line in the sand. I can't do anymore." You got to know when to tell them it's enough. Basta. Exactly. Draw that line. Basta means enough in Italian.
Oh, that's Italian. Oh.
That's Italian. Oh. Basta. So that's an easy word to say enough. So that you don't say enough. Basta.
Well, Jenna, basta.
Okay, there you go. So I hope that was a nice way to end this one. Basta. All right. Go ahead, wrap us up there.
All right. Wise words today. I hope that sunk in. I hope some golden nuggets found their way inside. And we'll see you tonight as we do the recap with our alcoholic beverages. It was a fun night last night. We were
my
sober
God,
last
that was
night.
a great show. If you missed yesterday's show, you got to watch it.
I watched it. We were on a roll last night. But today, be the best you can be. Have somebody smile because of you. All righty.
Awesome. Love it. Have a great day, everybody.
Take care.